like react to your favorite one or something,
Heaven's
or a few
Ward
that
is
you
from
like. Sorry.
Heaven's Ward is from Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy.
Oh right.
Yeah, like
So-
Kilimanjaro, Fuji, Base Camp.
There's like
what else?
Andes
What else
as
was there?
well.
Those are like, yeah, Andes. Those are like all mountains.
Big Bang.
Sure, sure.
Oh yeah, so it'll be named after a clock.
Okay.
I know what the theme is. Because Altiora in is it Greek or Latin? One of them.
Probably Greek.
Probably
Latin,
Latin.
sorry.
Yeah, it is Latin. It means higher things. So is it Greek or Latin? One of the high things like mountains, skyscrapers, space.
I find it
I
interesting
like-
that they let Horizon slide then, because that's as low as you get.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I have a stream set up. Let's see.
I like Hyperion.
Hyperion is
What does
cool.
that mean?
It's
like
the
how-
Greek god, I think, of the sun.
Yeah, it's also in Borderlands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like Olympus as
They're
well.
like the corporate cunts of the Borderland universe.
Yeah, I'm not sure they'd have a good esports team, but you never know. They might just put a bunch of money into it.
Hyperion is the god of heavenly light, a watcher, and the father of the dawn, sun, and moon.
I like that also that then we have Hyperion Horizon. I like
Yeah,
that.
well, it's
Yeah.
like
I do that.
it's you said Father of like the Dawn, and we're like we used to be called Zero Dawn, so it's
Yeah.
we're there.
Yeah.
What about we go Icarus? That god.
Oh,
line.
Icarus
Oh,
flew too
Icarus
high
flew
and melted
too high.
wings.
You could do that. We could suggest new ones. It doesn't have to be the ones that they are like looking at.
Yeah.
I just like the illiteracy.
Yeah,
of
that, if you
Alright.
guys pick that, that'll just be your logo.
Wait, what? Say that again.
Heaven's Ward.
That's just gonna be your logo now.
Heaven's good.
What? Heaven will be a logo. What?
No, if we pick Heaven's Word, there's the Final Fantasy thing.
Oh, no thanks.
Or you
We're
guys
not.
Final Fantasy teams.
Some of us might be.
Raccoons.
Yeah, because we're trash.
But...
Oh no.
How could you do this?
Hey, I said we. I'm taking responsibility here.
Why did you switch to YouTube, by the way? Is Twitch not good?
Twitch
Saves
doesn't
the
save
vote.
the votes after.
Oh, that's
I think you
kind of
need
gross.
to. I think you need to be affiliated on Twitch
Mhm.
for it to say that.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think
Tell me how it
Stormblood.
is.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's decent.
Mhm.
Awesome. Let's create a custom game, see what's going on. So let's start inviting.
Whoa, that was so
everyone.
weird. I heard the audio from 5 seconds ago. Oh,
Yeah, you got
tricky.
mute the stream if you're in the game.
Oh, are we supposed to be in the game?
He's inviting you now.
Oh shoot!
I didn't get invited.
How?
Oh well, yeah, you should probably be on Overwatch. Yeah.
I thought we were just watching a stream. My bad.
That would be recommended.
You would watch the stream, but first I want to get everyone into a lobby. Prepare everything.
Wait, so what are we doing? Because aren't we supposed to be scrimming in 20 minutes?
Well, we're scrimming against each other, so time doesn't really matter, does it?
True. You can go. Oh, did we go over the map like with each team?
No,
I think you
not
did
yet.
that before I came.
No, not
Because you
yet.
could do that before the scrim, like go over the
Yep,
uh,
I
that's
think
the
that
idea.
was the idea.
Horizon map and.
And raccoons to the right, obviously. We need to have like a team chant as well. What we say?
Yeah, we'll go to separate teams soon. Don't worry.
I feel like there should be a second Team 3 voice.
Team trees.
Team
Team
3
three
is
is-
saying, God. Is Fandan on Zero Dawn now instead of Basin?
Shouldn't be.
Ah, okay.
Oh, I think Fandan is filling for a.
Right, yeah.
Or am I getting?
He's on the
this wrong?
roster.
Oh, he's on the roster. Nice. Awesome, possum. So, who are we waiting for on Horizon side?
Me, probably.
Yeah, yeah.
Cubicle
Cubicle.
and yeah, and Yen as well in it. And
Now
then wait,
we
who
don't
is
feel
Zero
for
Dawn
anyway.
waiting for? Oh, waiting for CC Geek, but he's not settled, has he?
No, he's not coming.
Oh yeah, he said he does.
So now we're missing.
So- Okay.
Yeah, we need someone to fill. I think
QWERTY's not. Oh no, QWERTY's on there. So never mind.
Interesting. Do we have a ringer online? Or someone we can... Someone who's trying out or something, Curb?
I'm not really seeing anybody on in the Discord at least.
Wasn't Geek on earlier?
Yeah, he was.
Oh yeah, he left. I don't know where he went.
I think he said he had to go.
I think so, yeah.
Oh yeah, he said he'd be back in like an hour, but it's been an hour.
Que triste.
Okay, then let's just restart. Anton, can you please fill for Team 2 for now?
Yeah, sure.
Who's supposed to be there?
CC Geek, but he said he won't come in.
Oh, yeah.
So I want you to get out of spawn, get in position, but don't actually, you know, do anything. Just gonna use the time to explain.
Yeah, don't kill each other.
Okay.
Maps Horizon.
Put me in the red team by the way, because then I can also, if I'm not sure, like if you're trying to explain something from spectator, I can actually show them in game what you're talking about. Like,
Yeah, we're gonna do like a lot of examples. You're all gonna watch the stream, and then we're gonna hop in a game, and you're gonna execute the maneuver, so it's clear.
Okay. I'll be back in a second.
It gets complicated right now.
ALT tall.
Just trying to set up more time in the round.
Horizon versus slightly larger than expected.
do you have to do it through the workshop thing to do it?
I don't know.
You can just go into like lobby or something to change it. Just see if it works. Actually, I don't think it. I think it's fine because I don't think the timer starts unless you start the actual game. It will say like waiting for players.
Oh, perfect.
Not sure. Can you put me on the red team before you start? Okay.
So let's hop in game and hope that it doesn't start the.
Traveling to Horizon Luna Colony.
Perfect. So select your heroes in the matchup. The heroes are gonna be like that.
Initiating
Like what?
match.
He's typing it now. Oh, this time has started.
Huh?
Let's see.
Myra Lucio. Okay. Let's go
Yeah.
service.
Huh?
You gon' pick?
I think it's in lobby that you can change the time, or you
Yeah.
make it into a
Hold on a
screen.
sec.
Wait, so what are we doing?
Welcome to
what?
Hollywood.
God damn it. And of course it resets all the settings as soon as I do that.
Oh, F.
Yeah, I bet you're happy, Goblin. Play your Reinhardt.
Oh. This kinda crazy though. I don't know.
Traveling to Horizon Luna Colony.
Now. Okay, half an hour. That's enough time to explain some things. So you wanna play Sim and you wanna play like May. Sure, why not?
Oh,
Make it interesting.
Should know the double shield if you cannot have like something.
Yeah, but if you're gonna play double shield, it's gonna take like forever to get anything done. I want this to be like a rush. Oh, they go here, we need to do that. Like, quickly. It's about decision
Oh,
making.
we have a lot of HP.
Yeah, you have a lot of HP.
Cool.
oh no. Oh, I see.
So guys, just set up and respectively. Don't fight each other, please.
Come here, guys.
Red team go to Rhine. Red team go to Rhine. Blue team go to Rhine. Both
Come on, give me a
Rhines.
second.
You're the responsible people. So, everyone, let's join. Everyone just forget about the Overwatch game now and go watch the stream for a sec. Leave your heroes there. No, I can't use anything to paint. So, do any of you know what program streamers use to like paint stuff on the screen?
I think
No.
Anton told you.
There's a streaming like software for it, but I think it's called Epic Pen, but I think it might be something you have to pay to use it. Search for Epic Pen, I think you
Yeah,
can use it.
that's the stuff. That's the stuff. Thanks. Where did it go? Awesome. So, everyone are watching the stream?
Yep.
Cool.
Hell
So,
yeah.
this map is like one of the more complicated maps in this game. Because... Where's my mouse? Oh. Yeah. Really happy if you stop doing that. Oh.
Yes, sorry.
Let's see. So, if you're attacking, the moment you come out of span, you're met with this situation. So you can you can go through here, you can go there and go outside, you can go high ground, you can just chill here for a bit on the lower ground and then rotate to this area. You can just rush to point, you can TP high ground, you can even do all the rotation into this side and come to this high ground and try and take the position there. So there's so much to do here. How do I...
Also, I recommend everyone to mute on Discord and watch the stream if there's like a big
Yes,
delay,
that's thing.
otherwise you'll not understand like
Alright.
time he's talking about what, because you might be drawing something else on the stream while he's talking about another thing. This is the delay.
So, how do you approach this this dilemma, so they say? Well, you look at what tools do you have available. You know you have a Mei, and you know the enemy team has a Mei. I mean, specifically now you don't have a Mei, but you should. So, in a Mei mirror matchup, what you want to do is you want to surprise them where you're going, because if you can force positioning on the enemy team, if you like. Let's see. Where's my pen? There it is. If you all quietly go from spawn into this position, you can charge, you can do a TP to point. But that's obvious. They can wall you off, and if they stand on this high ground, they can just wall you off from above. So you can also like take the high ground, take the TP to there. Wait. You can take the TP here and try and rush to point. You can take TP to this high ground if they hold here. You can just spawn onto them and just rush in. You can also play a rotation like to the high ground and then TP to the back of the point. Show you what I mean. Let's say you rotated through spawn here. You came all the way to the high ground here, now you're fighting. You can place a TP directly to this point and wall them off and cap, without them really having a shot at doing anything. So all I'm trying to say is that this point specifically has so many entryways you can come in through. But for every attack route, there's also a defense route. So, let's go over them one by one. Let's do by marking them. I'll take a screenshot so we all know what we're talking about. Hold on a sec. So let's say this is one. Oh. Don't know why it keeps resetting that way. So that's one, that's two. That's the first two options you see in front of you. Like which way you want to know, which way you want to move. And the defending team, thank you for that. And the defending team will need to respond accordingly. So let's say the defending team has set up on this high ground. Everyone, can you hop in game for a sec and come to this high ground? Defending team. Oh, nice. So I want you to set up. Just Ryan, hold your position. Moira, play a little back. May be ready to wall them off if they try to come in. Sim, you're just trying to spam shots behind the Ryan shield. The attacking team. If they set up in that position, it means the entire right side of the map is uncontested. Try and go to the right side and set up on the high ground. Noblin servers. Taranti, everyone go to the high ground.
Everyone else is listening to the stream, so there's a delay.
Oh, I see. So, but now you're in position, but the defending team can prevent that position from you by rotating to your spot before you and actually fighting. They can wait there, where they're waiting right now, and try to rotate back to point if they don't feel like taking the fight, if they know like they have an old disadvantage. Or they can just brawl you into this position right here. Let's all reset. Defending team stay on the high ground. The attacking team, let's reset. Now I want you to just use your positioning and Lucio speed boost. You see them set up on the high ground.
I am loving this.
I want you to try and take the high positioning. And the enemy team, I want you to like realize they're doing that and speed yourself quickly to the same high ground and brawl. But don't actually do any damage to each other. Just, you know, do the maneuver. So I'll type in chat when. Do like proper 5 seconds. Wait, I'm banned. Perfect.
Hello.
Everyone are right in position. Nice. And then you start brawling and swinging and trying to do the... You can boot people off as well, as you've just done. Everyone reset.
Hello.
Attacking team, please reset. Defending team, go back to your high ground. So, as the attacking team, if you don't want to fight the defending team straight away, guys, chill. As the attacking team, if you don't want to fight on the high ground with the team, but you still want to like get a lot of space, what do? You can also try to go outside and then rotate back to point. If they have like a Widowmaker and they challenge and you can't really challenge the sight lines, so what you want to do is like you place a shield here as Reinhardt, everyone rotates here. You place a shield here as Reinhardt, everyone rotates outside. Then you have a free rotation up until here because the outside is completely sealed. And then you can rotate all the way back to the point without fighting the enemy team, without challenging the Widow stat lines, let's say if they have, for example. But generally, you're in a mirror comp and you're in a brawl comp. So you want to reach the enemy team without taking any spam or any shield damage for that matter. And you want to close the gap to the defending team and try to fight it out, see who wins the battle. So, couple more things you can try if you want to go in. Let's try and do a left rotation. So the left rotation goes like this. Everyone starts here in this room. Lucio calls a speed boost, and quickly, before the enemy team can realize what you're doing and really properly react, you want to take all this route straight to point and fight here while you have cover from the high ground. So, red team, get in position. Let's try and do that. Now, defending team.
Hello.
You have a choice. You can either stay up here and delay the fight, maybe give them a tick if you need to stall if one of your players got picked. Or you can just, as soon as they do it, drop onto them and start brawling from the high ground. But of course the enemy team will expect this, so... I'm gonna do 3-1 in a match. Try to do the rotation. The prick go inside the room. Nice. So. So you see how that rotation was kind of sloppy?
Огонь по готовности!
Stop fighting, reset. Let's draw some stuff.
Огонь по готовности!
Guys, everyone reset, please. I know it's kinda boring my explanation, but just roll with it for a bit. So, the enemy team tries to rotate here, and what will often happen is that they won't be 100% grouped up. In this scenario, the blue team can quickly do a pinch maneuver onto the team. Like the tanks drop behind and the supports stay on the high ground and shoot on the tanks, and then you're already like in a favored position as you come to the brawl. But if they rotate properly, they can avoid all of that by just sticking together. So let's try and do that maneuver. And defending team tanks, I want you to pay close attention to the rotation and see if you can catch if they're not rotating together properly, and try to drop on them. So I'll call it when. Perfect. Nice. Awesome. That's a successful rotation. Okay, let's everyone reset. Everyone reset. Guys. Awesome. So those are your two main routing options, but you also have a Symmetra. And the Symmetra allows you like infinite play potential. You just need to choose where, and the defending team should close the distance to the teleporter and stick to the high ground. Try to drop to you when you're not ready. That's basically how you play in this map. And it also applies for every map in Overwatch. Let's do like a couple matches here. Like a couple of tries. I'll reset everything, bring everyone to normal HP. Let's see how you do. Let's see how you use the Sim teleporter. Defending team, you can also use the teleporter to like counter their positioning. So if they teleport to the high ground and they try to capture it, you can close the distance with teleport if you so wish. So let's each team go to their separate Discord voices.
Are we doing a certain like positioning or rollout or whatever, or is it just play as you want?
We already tried to do like once to the right side, once to the left side. You wanna like swap the teams, see how you do?
Are they gonna do whatever they want now, basically?
Yeah. Okay. It's up to you.
I want to go over something before we do that to make it easier.
Okay.
It's gonna make it easier for them to. Can we get the others back in here? Or...
Yeah. I'll move it. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, can it's in the stream. Well, I'm gonna.
I'm gonna set up the next game.
I'm gonna stream it so that people can see what I'm doing. If you start the game, so I can go in and show everyone. Actually,
Yeah, I'll be there
you
in
can
a
set
sec.
it. So you don't have to. You can fix the settings for the game mode. Actually, I'll leave and then I'll come back and I'll start the regular one. Okay. Oh. Okay. Maps. Results. Alright. So everyone join my
Yeah, I'm watching your
stream
stream.
on Discord and I'll explain what I wanted to explain. So this is something that, because we're using this map to help you guys learn about other maps as well. And there's like a concept that applies to basically every map in Overwatch. Or not every map, not for example King of the Hill maps, control maps, but 2CP especially, this applies. And it's called the Defender's Advantage. It means that, that's what I'm gonna explain here, and you guys already know that as a defending team, you're not gonna sit here and hold, for example. That's just like, you understand that. You're not gonna hold outside enemy spawn, you're not gonna hold here, because they can just walk through here, right? So Defender's Advantage is basically... Okay, I can't play ball, but Defender's Advantage is so that you're holding from a position where you're gonna know where the enemy is coming from, right? And this is why you hold this area, because this is the only area that they can come from. There's no secret entry like back here that they come out here into the space or something. There's no secret way here, they can come out here. They can only come from this door and here, like they can only come from this area here. So you know exactly where they're gonna be coming from, so they can't surprise you.
It's
So
also
if you're
called
playing
the
here,
choke.
yeah, it's called a choke, but there's like, let's say on Hanamura, you have the choke, right? But you also have like these other entries that they can come from, but it's also like basically the same way. It's just like a big wall where they can come from, basically. Like they're not gonna come from over here, here. It's just this area. You know exactly where they're coming from, so you can keep track of that. So you want to hold from a position where you can see that. If you're holding, or like where you can hold it as well and rotate depending on where they go. This is why you want to hold anywhere on this side of this choke, right? Like you could hold here, but that's not good, right? Because if they decide to start pushing through here, like you don't have any way to respond to that. Like you want to have a position where you can respond to what they're doing. So the problem with, if you're say holding here, right, they'll just run underneath and you can't shoot at them when they're under here, and they'll just run to point. If you're holding back here, you can stop that because you have sightlines on them, right? You can shoot at them, but as we said, they can go over here. You could have
just
a
give the entire side of the map for free.
You could have a Symmetra teleporter set up here as the defending team, going over here, so it's protected by these walls, so you can do faster rotations over to this side and defend if they go here. But basically, if you're holding here as well, they can go here, and you can spam them more easily when you're here because you're closer, right? But the problem with being here is you're very far away from the point. You can do more damage.
They can easily teleport and get like a tick before you can react.
Yeah, they can teleport to the point. And if they would do that, if you let them do that, and you don't have like a Junkrat or something set up here ready to spam the teleporter when they get through, you don't really want to rush the point, like just to go in immediately. You want to like, it's okay to give them a tick or two. You want to try and play the high ground. Maybe not with the team comps we were playing, because they're like brawl, right? But with other team comps, like let's say double shield, you can either drop down here and try and hold here and push onto the point, or you can be up here and like try and get a anti-nade with Ana or something, like keeping the
Try
high
and
ground
get
to
an
have
opening.
like some sort of advantage. Yeah. But what you don't want to do is to drop down here. This is really bad, because if you get pushed off, you're gonna drop down here and you have all this way back to point. So if you from here need to go and touch the point, go all the way around and drop down here, or come back here. But this is usually where the fight's usually gonna be over here, or in this choke right here. Like once you get to the point. So the defending team, what I would do. Hold a position like right here, maybe over here as well, like here. You could have someone standing here like a healer or something as well. But from here you can have people here damaging the people coming through. You can see what they're about to do. If you see the TP being placed, you can have your Mei wallet off so that they can't TP. Or if you can't stop it, then you can react immediately by coming here, like using a fire strike with Rhine straight down here or something like this. Like you have very easy ways, like they start going here, okay, immediately you can go here and start attacking them, or they go over here. Like you can react very easily if you're holding a position here. You see exactly where they're going and they can't really surprise you with anything. Like if they do the TP, you're so close to it. If they go here, like you can respond to any sort of threat that they have. And as the attacking team, it's not a position you want to push, because you can't really go under here, because they could stay right there, right? They have sightlines of you. You go under here, go up here, like anywhere you go, this area right here will be able to see you. As the attacking team, you should be looking for ways to enter, right? Like the enemy team might be holding up here, right? Which gives you this side of the map for free. You can push to here, which is something you can do, but you gotta be aware that they are gonna be able to put a lot of damage into you while you're doing that, because they just have free sidelines on you and can spam you. So what you can also do if you're trying to slow push is go underneath the high ground so that they don't have sightlines, and just try and push through here, and then maybe here speed boost onto the point, because so they can't like drop down on you and surprise you, or because you can't see them and they can't see you, but they might just like drop down and do some crazy play with Reinhardt, like Reinhardt dropping down, getting a bubble, and like just swinging into this choke. Because this is where they would like to hold it, most likely. Because they can have their healers up here safely, you can't really fight them. And they can fight this choke for free. You want to get onto the point here so that you have this choke to fight, and you only have to worry about this window here. So this is where you would want to fight as the attacking team, getting on the point and then fighting them on either side here. Yeah. I just wanted to explain the concept of the defense advantage, because you're gonna have to be able to notice this on all kinds of maps. If you don't know how to hold those maps, it's basically where you can see exactly where the enemy team is coming from. I'll show a little bit more of a more advanced example, I guess.
I also want to touch on a couple of things. So,
yeah,
everyone, will you look at my stream? So your team should be like split up kind of into jobs. So yeah. So we have Lucio. I have a pen for this. Hold on.
What's going on into this screen? Is the stream not working for people?
Someone just
No,
keep
stream is working
leaving
for me,
rejoin.
but I think Yen had issues.
Yeah, some people are having issues.
Working fine for me.
Cappy just keeps reconnecting and disconnecting.
Well, tell him to watch the stream. Or is the stream not working for him? Okay, so your team is kind of divided into jobs. So the Lucio, let's say green, right? Lucio is responsible for positioning. That's like not a good So Lucio is responsible for positioning. And that means both your team and the enemy teams. Lucio can boop people off the point, just like Anton said. And that's the equivalent of killing the person. If the enemy team tries to brawl on point and you boop 2 or 3 of their players off point, you suddenly have a window of like 5 seconds where it's a 6v5, 6v3, 6v4, 6v5, depending on how many people you booped. So being a Lucio in this game is really important because you have 2 jobs: get your team around and get the enemy team like out of their positioning. If you can try to boop the Rhine into your team, you can try to boop the Rhine out of your team if they're like trying to do a rush and you need to stabilize. Generally, just booping people off the high ground, you can like go for a rollout with Lucio and quickly try to boop the enemy team off the high ground, the defending team, and then you can have like a free push. It's also risky because they can anticipate and kill you on the way in, and then you're just wasting time. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do as a Lucio player. Generally, Ryan, Zarya, and Moira should be brawling with the assistance of Mei. Mei, you have the ability to deny heals, just like Ana, but not quite. Because if you place your wall and you separate the enemy team, they don't have sight lines to their tanks, to their whoever got caught out of position beyond your wall. And that means that even if you don't necessarily kill them, that's so much pressure applied just by that action. So definitely look to freeze people off and wall people out of position. So that's Mei. Walls. Ryan and Zarya. You wanna brawl. Yo, I'm terrible at writing. Yeah, writing. Ryan, Zarya, and Moira. You wanna brawl for as much of the duration as possible. Moira, you wanna tickle some heals into your tanks just to keep them topped off. You never wanna actually full stream your heal on your tanks unless they're really in trouble and they raise the Rhine raises his shields and falls back. Then you should like stream heal onto him. So Lucio, and then just everyone else, just look into doing damage into the enemy shields. Try to help your tanks win the shield battle. It will be the difference, because if you need to push without a shield, or if you need to defend without a shield, that's like free sightline advantage right there. So that's what I wanted to go over. Anton, if you have anything else you want to go?
I was just gonna explain Defender's advantage on a map where it's a little bit more complicated than Horizon. So if you guys are watching my stream, I'm using King's Row as an example. So in a lot of lower ranks, you'll see people just holding this choke, right? Which is really, really bad, because first of all, you're holding really close to their spawn. Now this is the main choke point, because as you can see, they can only get through by going over this wall, right? Or going through this opening or this opening. So this is similar to like Hanamura, right? Where you have a choke, a window, and then like on Hanamura you have these like openings at the top of the wall. But
yeah,
here
a
it's
lot of
just like
verticality.
completely open. It's just completely open. So here, if you're playing here, the only thing you'd be safer from playing here is possibly like a Widowmaker standing up here or up here, because you can hide your supports here, but it's not a good position. because someone like first of all, here people could attack from, and also it's just like way too close to respawn. So generally, you're holding here. You have sightlines of the Widow, and you can unpeak if the Widow's there. She's probably gonna go here, but then you can play even further back, right? You give up more space, and eventually she's gonna go over here, and then you're gonna go all the way here and fight here on this corner. So you're gonna try and take the fight here. The enemy team can either just straight up push like this, but then they don't really have any cover if they would start getting low. Like they can't really run back here because then they're running into your team. They have to like rotate around the statue here, but usually they'll go here, so that if you pressure them, like let's say hit like 3 of them with a fire strike, they'll just roll back behind the statue with the Rhine and Soya and stuff, and heal back up, wait for cooldowns, and then they go back in. And what you're trying to do is you want to make it easy for you to have good awareness of the enemy team, right? If you're sitting right here, you can see, okay, do they have a sniper? You can see, okay, are they pushing? And you can tell if they're like, it's harder because the statue's there, right? But you can still keep an eye out if they're going over there when you're here. Like you can see, you'll see like one person like drop down here, and you can imagine that they're gonna come up here eventually. So knowing where they are and what they're doing makes it easier to know, okay, should we give up space now? And you just go back a little bit here. And now the sniper can see us, let's say. Now they have to push up even more. You're giving up more space, but that's fine as long as you're not feeding them, right? And then you keep the defense advantage, the defender's advantage, by still having a good like view of where the enemy team are gonna come from. You can see them all on your screen without having to like look around. You're not like surrounded by enemies, right? It's like easy for you to know where they are. The only thing is when you're a tank here, you won't know if there's someone coming here. So that's gonna be the DPS's job to like keep track of this. Like let's say you're McCree, this is a really good air play because your stun is basically within range as soon as someone goes in here. So you'll play here and you'll maybe like try and poke the enemy supports and stuff. But yeah, you giving up space here would grant you like to make sure that you keep the defense advantage. If you try and hard hold this area right here, which you hold at the start, someone flanking here can go all the way around and they can just shoot you from behind here, which would make the enemy team just like straight up win. Like if there was a soldier or something, and you don't have someone already like pressuring him off the high ground or to get away, like Genji diving him. And then eventually, usually how it goes is you start out here, and eventually you have fallen all the way back here, and you're fighting this corner. Now you can see anyone's here. You can see them on the point. You can keep track of this area, and you can basically fight them here. And it's gonna be like pushing forwards and backwards, and so you're fighting around this thing. This is just for this map, but I just want to have this explained so you understand for all kinds of maps that as the defenders, you want to be able to see where the enemy is coming from, and if they're pushing up, if you're giving them like the space that they want and that they need, fall back a little bit more so that you can keeping track of where they're coming from, so you don't get surprised by, let's say, a Genji or something being behind you and getting like a triple headshot shuriken dash combo. Like if you can always keep track of where they are, you will never get surprised or have bad awareness like of where they're positioning. So that's the defender's advantage, like explained. And that's what I want you guys to think about. Like when you're positioning, it's gonna become like second nature to you, but making sure that you can like keep track of where the enemy is, keep pressure on them, and then when you see an opportunity, like let's say you're fighting here, right? Fighting Rhine Soya. You might be fighting here for a long time, you might be backing up a little bit, backing up, fighting, brawl, fighting, back up. And eventually you see an opportunity, because you as Rhine, let's say they Rhine push up too much, okay, you can jump to the side and charge him into this wall and it's a free kill, and then you just go and clean up their team. Or let's say you hit a fire strike on 5 people and your Ana gets like a big anti-nade or something like this. Like you just go in like, and like you basically with Brawl, you're waiting to see an opportunity to, like, you can't just guarantee killing their team. It's like a battle of cooldowns, the bubbles, the heals, everything. And it's about like, it's like a dance back and forth, like it's like the flow, right? Going back and forth until you see an opportunity on something you can do on an enemy team and you try and capitalize on it. And if you can capitalize on it, then good. Try and do that. If you don't manage to do it, like don't overextend if you're not sure it's gonna work. So yeah, that's basically just what I wanted to explain. Now we can get into the scrimming.
Nice. So, what he's talking about when he says opportunities. Everyone makes like tiny positional mistakes, tiny just mistakes in general, like improper use of abilities, and everyone makes those mistakes, even like in the highest levels of play, and it's okay. You need to, as a player, you need to try to make as little mistakes as possible, but you're also trying to always punish the enemy team's mistakes. And that's what the dance is about, is noticing the enemy's mistake and helping your team if they made a mistake so they don't die, and punishing the enemy players when they make a mistake and not allowing their team to help when they try to peel for each other. So you're trying to keep your chicken and egg cycle alive while also trying to disrupt the enemy chicken and egg cycle. So
it can be something as simple as, like, let's say the enemy has a McCree and a Reinhardt, and McCree is playing right behind the Reinhardt shield, and both the Reinhardt and the McCree are walking forward trying to take space, and then the Reinhardt suddenly drops his shield and starts walking backwards for like 1 second or half a second, and the McCree doesn't react fast enough and he keeps walking forward, and they're like 2 meters away from each other, and like the McCree is at their front line now. It's not that the McCree can't survive in that situation. Like,
he definitely can, but it's your job to kill him, and it's your job also to keep him alive.
Yeah,
if he's
but what I'm saying is the movement thing we talked about yesterday is the McCree, the only way he's gonna survive, right, is if he gets pocketed in that situation. The healers need to like notice, okay, shit, or McCree overextended, I need to make sure he stays alive. And the McCree needs to trust his tanks to push up and help him get out, because if he just tries to walk straight out, like by walking backwards, he's gonna, like, the fastest way is walking in a straight line towards cover, right? And as we went over, like with the movement lessons, is if you're walking in a straight line, your movement is super predictable, and even like the enemies in Yatta can just like an enemy support can just like 2-tap you in the head because you're gonna walk in a straight line. It's super easy for them to kill you, and when the entire enemy team notice that you've done this mistake, everyone's gonna be on you, and if you make your movement predictable, you're just dead within like you're dead before you even get healed, right? So what the McCree can do in this situation is just try and like notice, oh shit, okay, I'm overextended. Just try and abuse movement until the Rhine pushes back up and helps him get out or something. That's the only way you'd survive a situation like that. But as the other team, you need to just, as soon as something like this happens, okay, the McCree overextended just a little bit. Okay, you should like be screaming down each other, like down your mics, like everyone should just be echoing the call out, McCree, 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 like so that everyone goes on him immediately. Everyone sees that he's like overextended, and you try and go on him, because the thing is, even if you go on him, it doesn't hurt if you don't manage to kill him, because their Rhine is gonna have to like push up, take tons of shield damage in order to save that McCree. So just like a small mistake like that can turn into like a huge time waste for the enemy team, either by killing the McCree and they have to wait for him to spawn back, or by them having to wait to charge up the shield again or something like this. So you have to, those are just things you're gonna have to notice like later on, like it's not something I want you guys to focus on right now, because it's something you just have to learn, and you just have to it has to be like an instant reaction. Like as soon as you see something like this, it has to be instant in your brain, like okay, boom, this person, like they can die right now, they can die, like
and
you
it will come with time,
when
but
you see it.
Yeah, but right now we just want to teach you what to look for.
Yeah.
In the future it will come as an instinct.
Yeah.
Also, one more important thing, I really want to see you echoing, so make it a rule for yourself. If someone said a character name in like the voice, everyone should echo it. So if someone says like McCree, everyone McCree, 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 McCree. Until he's dead.
Everyone that can follow up, or everyone that sees the thing the other person is talking about, should echo it, because what this does is it gives confidence to the person that's doing the call out. Like, let's say you're Reinhardt and you're calling out McCree and you want to push up and start swinging at him. If you do that and no one has noticed that you're gonna be doing that, you're gonna end up maybe in a 1v1 or a 1v2 where you can't win it on your own. But if you say it and like 3 other people say it with you, you know that you have the backup and you like feel confident to go in on that. So that's the purpose behind echoing the callouts.
Yep, awesome. So with all that information, we should hop into the game. Let's see how you're doing. So I want to see like a full defense from each team and a clean sweep from each team on the attacking side. So we're not going to do point B for now. We're just going to do point A like 5 or 6 times till you try a bunch of different things, a bunch of different rotations, and let's go. Good luck.
I'm having a bit of trouble, so give me a second.
Voice channels, yeah.
And yes, voice channels. So Anton, you go with oh, he left already. Nice.
My thing is broken. I'm like stuck right now. I can't go on anything.
Leave the chat and try and join forcefully.
Oh no, there we go. It's working now. It's working now. It's just like I wasn't able to tab out or anything. It like my screen was there, but whenever I tabbed out, I couldn't press anything. It was just yeah.
Yeah. Weird things.
Is Curb here?
Curb? Yeah. I'm gonna join Horizon voice. I'm just gonna be muted here. So I can hear your comms.
ExPo, are you allowed to join people? Like
can you restart the game?
Yeah.
Can we restart?
So are we going in the comp that was mentioned earlier, or?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Mei is not my strongest hero, but I'll do my best.
Bro, 169.
I think what you need to be thinking about is when they advance, look for walling them off and splitting them up when we actually can get into them. However, if they throw down their Mei wall first and try to block us off, use your Mei wall defensively to block them off too, if you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I've played her before. In theory, I know what to do. It just... Not something I do very often. We'll see.
What do you guys want to set up?
With our Reinhardt? Oh my god, I fell off.
Let's go to the right side, maybe. Just
Hold right side, and just watch out for where they push. And try and stay everyone together. They're going right. Oh,
they're going.
TPing onto point.
We're going. Yeah.
Jump down.
I'm mauled off.
Ryan one.
Ryan
dead.
Lucio.
Sorry, half. Mei one.
Back.
Mei dead.
Nice one.
Nothing's gonna stop. Step back up on the right side.
Go, set back up on the high ground.
Coming back.
Lucio, can you go taxi, please? No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm here. Oh, we should all be here. It's a little late. We're good.
And then they're pushing. Oh,
Again,
TP.
same way. Up high ground, high ground. No,
No,
wait.
wait. They're going right. Drop down.
Drop down. Drop onto.
Block them off. Parkway.
Ryan. He's frozen. Get the Ryan.
I'm dead.
Help our Ryan.
My keen analytical mind.
Alright, we lost it.
Everyone needs to come into it.
Stars have extended.
They've got it now.
Oh.
Traveling to Horizon Luna Colony. Initiating match.
Yeah, I think we reacted a little bit too quickly. Should have waited just to see what they were doing. Just a second longer. Because we fell for the bait.
Ready for battle. Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
So try to do a better setup this time. Set up the sim teleporter between left and right side, like he said. Hold right side and see where they're going. If they push left, go left. If they push right, go right. Know that you can take...
They can shoot this now.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Everyone be careful out there.
They're going outside.
They're going... Yeah, they're going actually outside. Wall on cooldown. 4 seconds.
This will restore you.
Oh, they're Ryan up. Split off.
Run.
Ryan's low. Ryan. Ryan's dead. Dead.
This is playing out.
They're backing up. Don't get caught off.
Break shield, break wall.
I'm gonna die.
Run, come back. Yeah, no. I tried to bring up my shield.
Okay.
Get into position.
That's not bad.
I cast this forth.
Coming back.
Crappy
fight.
will heal you. Allow me to repair the damage. Kill them all.
Yeah, they got her.
Lost. New defense point. Traveling to
Started so well and then
initiating match. Ready for battle. Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
I am loving this.
5,
I think it was 3.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Are we okay? We're standing more to the middle. So we maybe pick a side, left, right. Let's go left this time. They're going straight to point.
Go left, go left, go left, go left.
Go left, go left.
This will heal you.
Ryan. For shield.
Allow me to repair the damage.
That was a firewall.
Get into position.
Objective lost. New defense point. Objective B.
Where are we going? Up top? I guess. Yeah, I guess.
What are we doing?
Let's go. Oh, we're not. Okay.
Traveling to Horizon Luna colony. Initiating match. Ready for battle. Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Alright, what's the plan?
Push left.
TP onto right side high ground.
From left side.
Alright.
Defend objective A.
Sounds good.
Alright, shield.
They're set up. Alright.
Oh, I fell off.
Yeah, let's not go up there, get back down.
Let's go via space.
Go underneath on the right, underneath on the right. Underneath.
Underneath. Let's go.
Oh, go.
Let them drop down.
We shouldn't let them drop down.
There's Zarya.
Go in. Point.
Zarya have.
Right.
Wire one.
Ryan.
May.
I'm dead. Maybe.
Team blocked off. May alone on point. May.
Focus May, no loss. Shot.
May one. Let's go. Let's go low. Zarya. This one.
Repair the damage.
We're up on point. More is dead. Ryan on point. Ryan's dead.
Objective lost. New defense point. Objective B. Traveling to Horizon Luna colony. Initiating match.
Try to use this time to set up a plan and not after the gates are already open. So formulate the entire plan, what you're gonna do, how you're gonna fall back, how you're gonna advance forward, the entire rotation. Try to do it now.
Alright. Should we try the same thing now that we originally planned? Going to top right, teleport?
The true struggle
If
is
they're
for
going to be
superiority
on
of ideas.
the top right high ground, then we'll go straight to point.
Yeah, you can fake them. You can set up the TP high ground and just speed boost to the left side.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Sounds good.
Put the TP on the opposite side of them, not directly on top of them.
3,
Yeah.
2, 1.
Alright.
Attackers
I'll
incoming.
fake.
Defend
No.
objective A.
I'm going to fake through it and go back.
They're already
But
set
I'm
up
actually
in
going
the
through. So move right side.
They're walled.
We can still go through TP.
Back out, heal up. Get out, heal up. Get in cover, get in natural cover.
My shield's down.
Come into this room here, guys. We're gonna TP left to the point.
Alright.
Right. Bait up to the stairs, walk towards the stairs. And then teleport left.
Yeah, go now.
Go left, point.
Where's the TP?
TP?
TP down.
Get into position.
Focus, mate.
Hey.
Nice.
Zone.
My shield has 300 health.
Shield.
My shield's down.
Lucio.
Zarya drop on point.
Moira.
Nice, Ryan.
Ryan.
Moira's not afraid. Moira not afraid.
Nice.
Objective lost.
Do we know where the sim is? Okay.
New defense point. Objective B.
Touch from afar.
Are we going second? Okay.
No clue.
Oh.
Okay.
Traveling to Horizon Luna colony. Initiating match.
Right. So if they are on the right side high ground,
Yeah.
we're going to push into the right side door. And then we're going to fake push underneath. If they reactively drop, make sure to wall them off. If they don't actually drop and they don't respond to it, we're going to TP on the left high ground.
Ready for battle.
Okay.
What if we just go under them? Oh yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, we're going to go underneath. If they're on the right side, we're going to go underneath them on the right. If they drop, we're going to fight them.
Attackers incoming in 30
If they're not on the right side, we just go top left, top right, like we originally planned.
You can, if you want to try something interesting, you can play. You can go into this. Go right side, go under. Everyone go inside the room, and from the room you TP the point.
Okay.
Oh yeah, true.
5, 4.
We'll see.
2, 1.
So we're pushing right or left now?
Incoming.
Left.
Defend objective A.
We'll see where they spawn. So they started. You're on the right top side high ground, right? Put your shield up. Yeah, go right side. Oh, I'm dead. Just wait. Back up.
Gonna back up to the corner.
Reset.
Back up.
So do you want to bolt me? I can give you charge.
My will is real.
Thank you. Are you back?
Okay.
Wait for me as well.
6 seconds.
Right,
Watch
You can
the-
rotate.
right,
You can
right,
rotate
right.
through. You can rotate. Go.
Come right.
Off, hold down, go.
I'm walled.
In the room. We drop the wall.
Keep yourself. Go outside.
Yeah, go outside. Everyone go outside.
Just go outside.
My shield's destroyed. My
Heal up,
shield's
heal up.
good.
Right. We're going to go through, and I want you to put your teleporter down above the point. You understand when Ryan puts up his shield, right? Above the point, okay? Put your teleporter just near the
Careful of
where Zyra
walls.
is.
Yeah.
Big wall dog.
You are. Teleport if you can.
Broke. It broke.
Back out. Just keep backing up. I'm frozen. Lloyd's frozen. I have faded off the map.
Okay.
Alright, we almost have beat. They probably have May ultimate. And
They're
possibly
most likely
Shatter.
gonna have Symmetra ult.
Yeah.
Oops. Oh, that was
I
terrible.
say we push around flyer.
I might know a way how we can trick them into thinking we're running onto point, but actually we're going on high ground.
My shield's down.
We'll wait for your shield to recharge. Just stay in that cover.
What's the plan? What's the plan?
If you go that way, under
teleport
that
left,
thing,
teleport
there's on the left there's a door which you can go on to get on high ground. They might think
go,
we're running
go.
on point
We need to go,
by
we
that
need to
way.
Go left.
When
Go left.
we're just
go left.
going up.
Go left here and go inside the room. Go inside the room here.
Yeah,
And then
just
go
make them-
backwards and go up the stairs. My shield's almost recharged.
Watch out for turrets.
They're gonna have Grav soon. They've pretty much got like 3 ultimates going up right now. Play
Out
defensively.
to put down GP.
I almost have Shatter. My shield's down.
I'm out of juice. Back up.
60 seconds.
Taking too long.
No, you blocked my Shatter.
We've got Symmetra behind. Turn around. Symmetra behind us.
I booped them off, but I got killed by the turret.
TP down.
I didn't know you were gonna shatter.
Yeah, that was not really good too.
Yeah, bad time. Lucio won. Lucio is
May.
May.
Огонь по готовности. Ten seconds remaining. Огонь по готовности. Victory.
Let's wait for Curb. Nice.
Okay.
So, that was Horizon Lunar Colony. I hope you understand that the lesson here today wasn't specifically about this map, but it was about how Overwatch is designed in many ways. I think this map shows off like a lot of that. And the mindset you need to get into because it's just chess, right? Eventually, like, people have tried to go every different direction with varying degrees of success. So it's just like chess.
Yeah. So what you saw was like, you remember when you guys were defending and then you pushed out into the space and we managed to turn the fight around. It's basically like you're already in a winning position. You don't really need to, like, they're gonna have to wait for those players that you guys killed. We have to wait for them to regroup. So you don't really need to push out to get those kills unless you see that it's like safe to do so. And that's why when we were defending and you guys were pushing out into the space, like, all I was telling the team was like, okay, don't go through this door, don't go through this door. You stay on this side, it doesn't matter, like, just don't go through. And then when I saw an opportunity, like, okay, now we can go because now it's gonna be safe. Okay, now we go. So it's like very important to know like which areas are like danger zones basically. And when it came to the team comps, you're not gonna have these team comps like every game you play on Horizon, right? But Symmetra is pretty popular on this map, but this game, what it comes down to is like, okay, as the attacking team, you want to teleport to the point because it's the some way to the point because it's the fastest way of attack. You don't have to use any cooldowns to get there other than the teleporter, really, and then you can just hold the point. That's what you want to do. But as the defending team, they can just use the Mei wall to wall off the teleporter, and you can't get through to the point, right? So that's what we were doing, right? And the way you counter this as the attacking team is by using the Mei wall, right? By walling off the enemy Mei, the defending Mei's line of sight from seeing the teleporter, so that she can't wall it off. So it's like, I don't know if I would say it's like rock, paper, scissors. And if the TP wouldn't work, you would have to go with the speed boost to get the point. So it's like you try and TP, but you need your Mei to first wall off their Mei so that they can't wall off your TP, and then when you TP through, it's like that's their main way of countering the TP, right? It's using the Mei wall. And you saw the attack that we did on one round, which was very clean, like when we TP to point and we wall off you guys from getting to the point. This is gonna, unless you guys have really good communication, it's really hard for you guys to recover from it, because you would have to communicate where to go, right, from that situation. Maybe some of you just, if you don't call out to go left or to go right, you might just end up splitting up your team. Or let's say you do call out, okay, everyone go to the left, and then we try and fight there. You're still in a losing position because the enemy team has control of the point, and you guys need to push in. You're forced to eventually get on the point, and they can play around with that fact and basically just apply a ton of pressure to the choke, and it's gonna be really hard to push past that, push through that pressure. So that's something that if you're playing against another team, not in-house scrims maybe, because using those cheese strats against each other is kinda, I mean, you're not gonna learn much from it really. But in clutch situations, it can be good to switch to a comp like that to try and make something happen. It works on a lot of 2CP maps that have these choke points, where the point can be walled off and where you can TP from the choke to the point. So it's not gonna work on Volskaya, right? You could make a sort of similar thing on Volskaya, but not really, because the point is open. But on Hanamura, you could easily do it, just TP from the point, or to the point from the choke, and then wall it off. And they have to walk all the way around to get to the other door, or break the wall. And by that time, you already have good positioning on the point, before they can even start attacking. The wall saves you time to get good positioning on the point, so you're not just all standing at the TP when you start getting attacked. That's all I wanted to say. Did you have something to add, ExPo?
Yes, a couple of things. You can do a bunch of cheeky stuff with Mei walls and the Sim teleporter, also with the Lucio speed boosts. So I'm really looking forward to the next map. What we're gonna do is we're gonna quickly go over some teleport strats for Hanamura, and I'm gonna give you 3 team comps that you can choose from, and see how you fit them. See, it's up to you to decide which comp is better for defense, which comp is better for attack, and you can play either or. I'm not gonna tell you where to play when. I'll post the comps in Discord, so in Team 3 general.
I'll be right back, 5 minutes. I'm just gonna run down to the store before it closes and to buy some stuff. So I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I gotta go eat now, and I have to do some other stuff as well. So I'm probably gonna not be back if it's
Okay, then.
I'm not a coach or anything, but this is my personal opinion. Wouldn't it be better to teach us how to counteract these cheese strats with Symmetra rather than the actual attacking phase of it?
Well,
yeah, but
as I said, the way you can counter countering the Symmetra TP is easier than countering like teaching how to counter a specific cheese comp, right? Because there's gonna be people that might try and do like double shield, TP the Bastion onto the statue on like King's Row or some stupid shit like this, and it's like you can't be prepared for stuff like that. It's like completely unorthodox. Like you don't expect something like that to happen, so you need to like know how to deal with it in the moment.
Yeah.
But when it comes to just the Symmetra TP, you have like a couple of options. One is to break it, alright? So breaking it can either result in splitting the enemy team if they don't use it all at the same time, or it can just result in them not being able to use it. And the easiest way is to break the end point of the TP if you see where it's ending up before they can get through it, because there's like a 1 second window when it's being placed where they can't use it to teleport, so you can break it. Or you can set up a trap on the end of the TP so that they TP into a death trap, like Junkrat Mines or Fire Strike or whatever, and that can like make the TP just basically be like negative for the enemy team that's using it. Or you can use the May wall like we did on the horizon to wall off the TP, and then you can't use it as well, and by the time you can use it, it's either broken or your team is just gonna be like so like what will you say, like you don't really know what to do, right, as a team that's trying to use the TP because the May wall, and then it's like calling out, like you would have to prepare for that as an attacking team, like okay, are they gonna wall it off? If they wall it off, everyone break the wall and then instantly TP once it breaks, like something like that you could do and be prepared for, but most teams aren't gonna have done that. So you can either break the TP, set up a trap on the end of the TP, or wall it off with a May, and that's like your 3 options. Otherwise, if they manage to get through with the TP, like if you aren't able to counter it, if you weren't expecting it, you need to like immediately think of a plan of how you're gonna play from the position you're in now, because usually it's gonna end up putting you in a worse position than you were before. So that's about it. But yeah, there's a lot of teleport locations that the thing is, the fun thing with Symmetra, May and Lucio is all of them have a lot of like teamwork potential, like things that when you guys are playing together as a team screaming, you're gonna have a lot of things that you can do, like call out, you can like calling out the teleporter, or like doing a lot of things that require you guys to work together as a team, like teamwork stuff. It's not like the DPS playing Widowmaker and Hanson just trying to go for headshots, right? It's like you need to work together because it's like utility DPS. So there's like some really fun spots you could do. I don't know if they patched it, but you might still be able to do the teleport on top of the May wall. I don't know if you can put the endpoint of the TP on a May wall, but I know you can.
Yeah, yes, you can.
I saw in the Overwatch League they did like they walled up the entire team and then they TP'd from on top of the wall to like a high ground on King's Row, and then they drop the wall so the TP like falls down behind the wall and it breaks the line of sight of the TP. There's actually some like Symmetra has a lot of like, it's like you can see windows of opportunity if you play a lot. I used to one-trick her, so I'm like, I kind of know what I'm talking about, but it's basically like you have to call out to your team when you see like an opportunity to like, okay, right now we could TP and it would work out really well. So what I remember, like a very strange TP I managed to pull off at one point was on Volskaya on attack, second point. You're usually fighting the choke, right? And the typical TP you would do as Symmetra on this map is you would teleport onto the point and either have people teleport through it, or you just put turrets through the TP so that it attacks them from behind and then they have to like turn around to deal with it, and then you like pressure their front line. Or what I did was at the choke I made everyone hide so they didn't know where we were, and I placed the TP on one of the moving platforms, and it doesn't break until it's like taken out of range, and the range is like, the range of it breaking is further than the range where you can actually place it like normally. So placing it on the platform, it can break line of sight and everything. It doesn't break. So the platform took the TP all the way over to the point, and then we act like we're just fighting in the choke. And once it got over to the point, everyone just jumped in the TP, and we fell down onto the point behind them, and they're over at the choke, and they don't know what to do. Like they're the defending team, but it's basically like they're the ones playing attack because we're like on the point, and they have to push up onto us. So there's like a lot of really smart things you can do with the TP to mind game your opponent or bait them. Like the same way I used the TP against Horizon to bait them that we were trying to TP. It was a little bit sloppy, but it still worked. Bait them, we were trying to TP, and then we used the speed boost to get to the point to try and like juke them out for them to go for the TP so that they look that way, but then when they're looking that way they can't see us going towards the point. It buys like 1 or 2 seconds because you're gonna notice no one's walking through the TP, right? And they're like, oh, where are they going? But for those 1 or 2 seconds you might be able to get like close enough to the point where they can't really respond in any good way to what you're doing. So yeah, and there's also like really good TP spots that you can learn, like that you wouldn't think were possible, but I don't know. Are we gonna do more games, like more scrims, ExPo? Because people left.
People left. I mean, like a bunch of people left. I mean, most of everyone from Horizon is still here. Oh wait, no, it's the opposite.
It could be like a 5v5, I guess, but
I think people are having difficulty concentrating, like for the full 4 hours.
Yeah.
Or like
makes sense.
It interrupts their eating schedule or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. We can take a break and try to do like different games in another time. I'm also writing a post in announcements. You'll see it in like a few seconds.
Okay.
Well, if we're not doing scrims, I'm gonna play comp.
Yeah, I'm happy to play right now.
Yeah, it's gonna take a 5-minute break, but then I can play comp.
It's chapter too long then.
Alright, well, thank you everyone for showing up, and thank you ExPo and Anton for the very helpful coaching.
Yes,
yeah,
it's
thank you for
by the way, if you guys well, I'm not, it's not like, I don't think ExPo is either. I'm not gonna, but I'm speaking for myself. It's like, I'm not like a professional coach, right? Like I haven't had coaching on how to coach. If you guys ever feel like the information we're giving you is like overwhelming or you don't understand something, you should tell us that we're going too fast or like trying to explain too much and you want it to be like simplified. Or if you have any questions and stuff, it's really good that you ask, because it might be other people that have the same questions that aren't asking them because they might feel like it's like a dumb question, but there's like no dumb question. So
yeah, sure.
Because I don't want to like coach where I like explain too much and you guys just go away confused and you don't really know like what to do with information. You know?
I have a suggestion. I don't know how much either of you prepares beforehand, but maybe just having a 15-minute preparation meeting before you two start, just so we're like, just
it's like a more focused session. I think.
Yeah. Because I feel like we jump from one point to another, and then back to another, and then back to another, and it gets a little bit all over the place. It's not a problem. It just it would be easier to ingest all the information if you have a 15-minute, I don't know, meetup before we start. And you go all over the points that you want to talk about, and then we go into the whole thing.
Sure.
Just a suggestion.
Feedback received. We'll definitely try to have a more solid structure next time we do one of these lessons.
I have a suggestion as well. So for the people who are a little shy or maybe feel a little outspoken, maybe they've got some ideas, we should have some games where 1 or 2 individuals from a team, like taking it in a turn rotating, are responsible for shot calls and they decide everything that happens, so they actually decide what we do as a team, so they can get themselves a bit more confident and talk out there, if you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because in those games, I'm not sure if you noticed, when we were just kind of sitting in that room getting bombarded by you guys, it's because we was being incredibly indecisive in what we actually wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would be beneficial for everyone to get to practice.
Anton and ExPo, Altiora has. Hold on, let me give you the guy's name. Envyn, ENVYN. If you DM him, he coaches coaches. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that
So,
makes
like,
a lot of sense.
he can give you like a lot of tips on coaching, and he's a really good coach. So
Awesome. We'll definitely give it a try. I mean, now that we're part of Altiora, we can definitely like sit down with some of their coaches, try to more deeply explain to you guys, like make it better. We can make it better. Trust us, we'll make it better.
yeah. If you guys like aren't sure which coach to go to, like if you want to get one-on-one coaching from Altiora, you can come to me. I know most of them, so I could recommend a good one.
Did you typo that, by the way, ExPo?
Probably.
Dive counters dive.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? I can't remember.
Alright, well, if that is all, I have to go and eat and stuff.
Okay.
Alright,
Fair
so
enough.
good luck in comp.
Thanks, guys.
Good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Is anyone staying?
Yes, I'm staying.
I'm gonna
I'm staying.
play comp, so I'm going in the 6th stack lobby, but I'm gonna be gone for like 5 minutes.
Alright.
Yeah, I really think. Sorry, go ahead, Future.
Oh, nothing. Go for it.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I really think that us on Horizon, we actually need some real improvement on the communication.
Yeah, so I'm trying to split it up for you for different jobs. So eventually everyone should be paying attention to their job. Like I explained with Lucio, so if you boop someone in, or if you boop someone out, the Lucio calls for it. If someone, the main tank calls where everyone are rotating, and he makes the plan, even if it's a shit plan. Everyone needs to listen to the main tank. That's kind of his responsibility. Off tank communicates how aggressive the main tank can be, because the aggression of the main tank very much depends on the ability cooldowns of the off tank. As for healers, healers generally do less than DPS and tanks, as in actions per minute. So generally speaking, they have more like awareness of what's going on, because they see everyone's HP bars and they see all the enemies and they have most of the information. So target calling and whoever needs help should be called by the supports, because they have the most information. And that also gives them a chance to, besides focusing the enemy team, call out targets that need help on your team. So if the Genji needs help and needs peeling, or if the Mei is out of position, so on and so forth. So everyone just needs to be aware what they are supposed to be calling and supposed to be listening to, and it should all work.
Yeah. As a main tank, though, I'm in the very front, and all I can really see is like my shield, a few people to the sides of me, but really I'm really focusing on the enemy team. So it's hard for me to see where my team is and whether I need to push or not. So should I be listening more, or actually just be more aware visually?
No, what you need to be doing is listening very carefully to your off tank, because your off tank, he doesn't play as aggressive as you. He can like turn around without risking one of your teams to get picked if you play Reinhardt or Sigma and stuff. So you need to listen to your off tank, because he's the guy that determines the the amount of aggressiveness you play. Because if your Zarya doesn't have bubbles, she'll tell you to fall back. Just like we did in the practice. If your Moira doesn't have heals, they fall back. But you generally decide where you want to go and what the team is doing, because you're the front line, you're the shield, you're the main tank. Everyone revolves around you.
Got it.
It's a lot of responsibility, but it's also a lot of fun when you pull it off correctly.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
There's a few things that I think that I could, well, afterwards now, not actually on the spot, I could have thought of is we could have just, I don't know, poked out, just, you know, on the attacking team, had Zarya just say, okay, Ryan, go stand out in the open and take some damage for the Zarya's charge, and then go in with 100 Zarya charge or something, before actually moving.
Mm-hmm.
For the Deep Creek was pressuring me a lot when I was trying to heal, but he was hanging off on side angles.